Hey guys, welcome! We are glad to hang out with you tonight from your couch or from your home or from the woods or wherever you are. We are so happy to be hanging out with you. So, our game for tonight, I'm really excited about. Gonna take this off. I'm really excited about. It's everyone knows that with Florida, there's like crazy stories that come out of Florida, right? So, news headlines, if you just type into Google like crazy Florida news headlines, you will see some of the most absurd stories you have ever heard of in your life. So, there's a fun game that I think that needs to be played because these absurd stories you're going to think are fake, but they're actually real stories. Um, so we're gonna play Fake or Florida. So I'm gonna give you a news headline, and what you're gonna need to do is on your phone or a piece of paper, kind of number them. And so when I put up a news headline, you're gonna either write fake or you're gonna write Florida, and then I will show you whether or not it was a real news headline from Florida or a fake news headline from Florida. So yeah, Florida's known as crazy news stories. You have to guess whether or not these are fake or actually from Florida. Okay. All right. So we are gonna get kicked off with the first one. All right. So first, Florida man accused of attacking girlfriend with banana. Florida man accused of attacking girlfriend with banana. So you need to say, is this a real Florida headline or is this fake? So go ahead and write that down. And hopefully you wrote that down before you got that answer. So we'll give you a little bit more time to decide with the next one. All right, let's do the next one. All right, betrayed girlfriend leaves note after vandalizing vehicle that did not belong to her boyfriend. Fake or Florida? And our answer is fake. Not a real news headline. That's a fake story. All right, next one. Mom gives birth to baby in Walmart parking lot while dad's inside shopping. Fake or Florida? This is a caring dad who is trying to gather last second supplies for his wife that's in need, obviously. No, that's a disagreement. Okay. Fake or Florida? Florida! That is a real story. May God be with that woman and that father. Florida man accused of using tomahawk in attempted 7-Eleven robbery. Fake or Florida? And the answer is Florida. That is a real thing. Someone tried to rob a 7-Eleven with a tomahawk. These are the kind of things that happen in Florida. All right. Woman's pet goat makes a meal of neighborhood's drying laundry. Fake or Florida? And the answer is fake, not true. That's a great question. I don't know. All right, let's do another one. Man wears mask of his own face to rob Dollar General. Okay, so a man wears mask of his own face to rob Dollar General. Fake or Florida? Fake. All right, let's do another one. Please search for a man who pushed woman's head into Burger King toilet. I don't know why Burger King, and I'm not sure why the man was in the women's restroom to push a woman's head into the toilet, but here we are. All right, is this fake or Florida? This is Florida. This is a real, true story. God bless the woman who got her head pushed into a toilet. All right, let's see. Next, restaurant bans man who tried to pay for meal with shark teeth. Restaurant bans man who tried to pay for meal with shark teeth. Not really sure what shark teeth are worth, but maybe they are worth something. Not sure they're worth a meal. But is this real? Is this fake? Or is this Florida? Fake, not true, although I wish that was true. That sounds pretty awesome. All right, Florida man pushes Papa John's delivery driver off balcony for forgetting garlic sauce. So just go ahead and push aside the fact that he may have committed murder. But Florida man pushes Papa John's delivery driver off balcony for forgetting garlic sauce. This is a little bit of an overreaction, and it is fake. All right, let's do another one. Spatula wielding chicken thrower busted in Vero Beach. Because you know Vero Beach is crawling with spatula wielding chicken throwers. Is this fake or is this Florida? This is a true story. There was someone throwing chicken with a spatula at the beach. Real story, Vero Beach. Maybe if you ever went there, you could look for them. All right, let's do one more. Women brawl in front of kids' party at Chuck E. Cheese. This is something, whether it's fake or Florida, I wish there was a video that went with this. What a great, because I can even imagine for a second, like the kids are sitting there, you know, crying because they need to go home, and the moms are like fighting in front of the Chuck E. Cheese. What a time for an Instagram post. Is this fake or is this Florida? This is a real story. So maybe after this, you can go on Google and try to find a video of these women brawling in front of Chuck E. Cheese for your own enjoyment, because that would be amazing to watch. All right, so that's our game. Let's see how many people, or how many you got correct out of all of those. If anyone went perfect, which I think would have been 7 for 7 or something like that. So respond in the chat with how many you got right. Trevor is playing, Katie is playing, Kayla is playing, and that's it. We think people maybe have forgotten it's Wednesday. You know, school's out, life's what it is. All right. 10 for 11. Nice, Trevor, that's awesome. Oof. All right. I am going to take us, and Jordan is going to lead us in worship.
My supply, you are my supply, my breath of life, still more awesome than I know. You are my reward, worth living for, still more awesome than I know, and all of you is more than satisfy me with your love. All I have in you is more than enough. Singing out, you're my sacrifice. You're my sacrifice of greatest price. Still more awesome than I know. You're my coming King. You are everything. Still more awesome than I know. And all of you is more than enough for all of me, for every thirst and every need. You satisfy me with your love. All I have in you is more than enough. Yeah, more than enough. Sing it out, more than all I want. More than all I want, more than all I need. You are more than enough for me, more than all I know, more than all I can say. You are more than enough, 'cause all of you is more than enough for all of me, for every thirst and every need. You satisfy me with your love. All I have in you is all of you. It's more than enough for all of me, for every thirst and every need. You satisfy me with your love. All I have in you, oh yes, all I have in you, oh Jesus, oh all I have in you is more than enough. Yeah, more than enough. Oh, come behold the works of God, the nations at his feet. He breaks the bow, bends the spear, tells the wars to cease. Oh, mighty one of Israel, you were on our side. Walk by faith in God who burns the chariots with fire. Lord of hosts, you're with us in the fire, with us as a shelter, with us in the storm. You will lead us through the fiercest battle. Oh, where else would we go with the Lord of hosts? Oh, God of Jacob, fierce and great, we lift your voice to speak. Earth it bows and all the mountains move into the sea. Oh Lord, Lord, you know the hearts of men, still you let them live. Oh God, who makes the mountains melt, come wrestle us and win. Oh God, who makes the mountains melt, come wrestle us and win. Lord of hosts, you're with us in the fire, with us as a shelter, with us in the storm. You will lead us through the fiercest battle. Oh, where else would we go with the Lord of hosts? Oh, hey, hey. The oceans roar, you are the Lord of all, the one who calms the wind and waves, makes my heart be still. Oh, the earth gives way, the mountains move into the sea, the nations rage, I know my God is in control. The oceans roar, you are the Lord of all, the one who calms the wind and waves and makes my heart be still. Oh, the earth gives way, the mountains move into the sea, the nations rage, I know my God is in control. Lord of hosts, you're with us in the fire, with us as a shelter, with us in the storm. You will lead us through the fiercest battle. Oh, where else would we go with the Lord of hosts? Lord of hosts, you're with us in the fire, with us as a shelter, with us in the storm. You will lead us through the fiercest battle. Oh, where else would we go with the Lord of hosts? Oh, 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 oh. Speak to me, and the silence steals my voice. You understand me, you understand me, and come to me. In the valley of unknowns, you understand me, yes, you understand me. So I throw all my cares before you, my doubts and fears don't scare you. You are bigger than I thought you were, bigger than I thought. So I stop all negotiations, the God of all creation. You are bigger than I thought you were, you're bigger than I thought you were. Way bigger than I thought you were. And I believe my unbelief, 'cause you understand me. Oh, you understand me, God. Help me reach the faith that's underneath. Does you understand me? Does you understand me? So I throw all my cares before you. My doubts and fears don't scare you. You're bigger than I thought you were. You're bigger than I thought. So I stop all negotiations with the God of all creation. You're bigger than I thought you were. Bigger than I thought you were. Hey, bigger than I thought you were. I will rest in the Father's hand. Leave the rest in the Father's hand. I will rest in the Father's hands. Oh, leave the rest in the Father's hands. I will, 'cause I will rest in the Father's hands. Leave the rest in the Father's hands. I will rest in the Father's hands. Leave the rest in the Father's hands. So I throw all my cares before you. My doubts and fears don't scare you. You're bigger than I thought you were. You're bigger than I thought. So I'll stop all negotiations with the God of all creation. You're bigger than I thought you were. You're bigger than I thought you were. Hey, you're bigger than I thought you were. I believe, but help my unbelief. You understand me, God. You understand me. Oh, I believe, but help my unbelief, 'cause you understand me, God. So Lord God, I pray that the gravity of who you are would overwhelm our hearts and our souls right now, Father. Lord, no matter how big and great and awesome our thoughts are about you, you're bigger, you're better. It's overwhelming, and it's more than our mind can comprehend, God. And yet in your vastness and your greatness, you come to us. You understand us, the ins and the outs, every little thing, Father. So we praise you and we adore you tonight, God. Lord, speak to us, speak to our hearts, mend us, mold us, make us like you, Father. And it's in your Son's name that we pray. Amen.
Hey guys, thanks to Jordan for worshiping and leading us and serving us in that way. I hope that was a blessing to y'all. I want to introduce our speaker for tonight. Alden Wayner is here. Let her come up. Oh, it may be. Okay. I may just have to turn you up back there. All right, so Alden is here. We're excited to hear from her and to continue this series on what would I tell my freshman self. So we heard from Katie last week, and we will hear from Alden this week. So I hope that y'all are blessed.
Hey, so I just graduated. Oh, now I know myself. I just graduated from Central. I'm going to LSU in the fall, hopefully. So my big idea, like if I were to give myself advice as a freshman, it would be don't let FOMO get in the way of your relationship with God, because that definitely happened to me. So Andrew will put my passage up. So it's Luke 5, verse 15 to 16. Yet the news about him spread all the more, so the crowds of people came to hear him and to be healed of the sickness. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. So, he often, you can switch it to the next one. Yeah. So my big question was like, how did Jesus spend his time by himself? And so he often went to lonely places and prayed. So that is my problem. I can't do it, but I couldn't for a long time. It really freaked me out. So, it was good to hear that, just going into figuring out what I was going to say, because, it's hard to envision just Jesus being by himself, because he was often doing something with crowds, like he was turning water into wine, he was making bread. Like he was often with people, and it's hard to envision him that he just left. Like he just left to be alone and prayed. And so in that alone time, he grew his relationship with God. And that's what I really had a struggle with. So my story is that, like freshman, sophomore, junior, and even part of senior year, I really, really, really hated being by myself. Like my time was spent with my friends. I was at church events. I would ride horses. I was at the barn. I was doing shows. I was anywhere but my house and by myself, because I never wanted to be by myself. So I constantly had my schedule like jam-packed. It was always busy. And it wasn't until Katie Garcia told me to go on the leadership retreat, which we went on. Highly recommend y'all do it. It was so much fun being on the leader team this year. So we went camping. Yeah, and so we went and I forget what we went, but we were here. And Andrew gave us, like, I think I still have it actually somewhere in here. He gave us these guided devotionals to do by ourselves, and we had to go hike around the woods and find a spot and sit and just be by ourselves for like an hour or two. And that was so uncomfortable for me. It really freaked me out. I hated doing it. And so while I was doing it, it kind of made me realize that it wasn't so bad being by myself. Like I could be by myself and be with God. And it really helped me open my eyes to see that I could have a relationship with God, not solely at church, and solely just like being with my church friends. That did not mean I was always praising God. Which, I mean, I love being with my church friends. That is not the issue. But I really needed to spend time alone and just praying and growing my own relationship, because I'm going to college. I'm not going to have all my church friends all the time. But I might though. And so it was really eye-opening to just sit there by myself on the lake, just listening to God's word. And then we went to the winter retreat this past year, where we were all in, where did we go? North Carolina, right? Yeah. We were in North Carolina, and we had our phones taken away. It was nice. And we had to sit like 45 minutes to an hour. No talking, no anything. Couldn't be with anybody. And we just sat and we had a journal and your Bible, and that was it. And that was still really uncomfortable for me, but I was able to do it just because I had been practicing doing it by myself at home and just continuously being by myself and trying to grow my relationship with God. And that's how Jesus did it too. He had to be by himself and pray and just continue to really grow his relationship with his Father, which is good. Kind of reminded me of the "What Would Jesus Do" bracelets that people wear. I don't have one, but I mean, I know on the other side they say like he would love for us, but in this circumstance, he would go by himself and pray. So you can go to the next slide. Thank you. This was something Andrew said to me yesterday when we were talking about what I was going to say. He was like, "You can be your own best friend." He told me not to tell anybody this, but here it is. It's okay to be by yourself. It's not that bad. And for me, FOMO, I have FOMO really bad, and it was so bad when I had to say no to something because I could fit 4 things in the one weekend that I should not have fit into 4 things, and that made me really like I didn't like to be at home because there was always something better to do than being by myself. And as I became a senior, that was not the best move for me because then there's bigger things happening. When you're a senior, you have to do college applications, college acceptances, scholarships, and it just kept going on. All of this on top of your schoolwork and your activities, and if you play varsity sports, you have sports going on. There's just so many things happening, and if you're filling up your schedule constantly, you had no time to relax, no time to be by yourself, and it got really overwhelming at some points. So then it comes to the question of how do your fears influence your priorities? So for me, my fear was being by myself, being alone. I didn't like to miss out. And so my priorities weren't on my college applications or my schoolwork even. They were on what my friends did, what activities were happening this weekend, where were we going shopping, where were we going to eat, what movies were out. And it really had like a short-term effect of what I saw and what I did. I was very last minute to apply for a lot of scholarships and colleges, which was not good. I don't recommend it. Don't write your essays on it. It really sucks. But so your fears and your priorities. My priorities weren't on God. They weren't on Jesus. It was solely in the moment and being. My friends were like the top of everything I was doing. My friends, and then schoolwork, maybe the barn, shows. I was constantly doing something, and I was never by myself. I was never at home. And if I was at home, I might have had better essays, better grades this year, better anything. Even through junior year especially, I wish I would have told myself this too, because I was not in a good spot junior year to be doing anything. I had really low grades. Are you giving me a invite? Okay. Oh, this is awesome.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Okay, I can do it. That's good. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I wish I would have told myself this freshman year, because even then I still wanted to be around people and still really liked being in the moment and in the crowd and not missing out. I really hate missing out on stuff and jokes and anything like that. And so, but seeing Jesus, he went and withdrew and just continuously prayed and really got himself to grow his relationship with God, which was really nice to hear that, because I can't do that. And it's still hard for me to do it, to be honest. And I really don't like sitting in silence by myself, just listening to what God had to say. And I was talking to KB, if y'all don't know her, she's awesome, from Carla. And she doesn't look any good, but she took quarantine to really sit and listen. And she took away all of the technology. And I thought that was really cool of her, because I didn't do that for the first part of quarantine. I was really trying my best not to be by myself. I was trying to fill it with social media, being on my phone, calling, FaceTiming, social distance, car drive. I was trying to fill that time because I had so much of it, I didn't know what to do. And KB told me, like, she was fine with sitting there on the couch. She was like, I'm going to listen to what you had to say, because I never stopped and listened. And that was the big idea for the winter retreat that we had, was to stop and listen and rest in His Word. And that was really a big eye opener for me. I don't stop. Quarantine really hit me with the first. My schedule's never been so slow in my life ever. I was supposed to go to. So, is that the last thing I have? Yeah. So basically, that was my story. I really have bad FOMO, and I know a lot of people have it, and I think it's a good topic to talk about, because I went to Passion Conference with Katie, Abby, and Reese this past year, which is really fun. I recommend you go. But I think it was Cindy Robertson that talked about it, and she was like, I have FOMO too, and all this stuff. I recommend go watch her on YouTube or something. I'm sure her talk is something. It was really good. I don't remember what she said, but she talked about FOMO, and she talked about how bad our social media addiction is. And I was talking to someone earlier today, it was one of my coworkers, and I was talking about FOMO. She was like, your generation is so connected with technology. Like, I can Snapchat someone right now. I could probably Snapchat Reese, and she would text me back. You know, like, I could constantly be in communication with someone without them being there, which is what we need to sit down and really talk to Jesus. We need to put it aside and just be by yourself and listen to what God has to say, because that's how you're going to grow your relationship with Him and build your foundations with Him. Because when you go off to college, it's not going to be the same. You're not going to have people telling you, hey, you need to remember to do your devotion today. Hey, read this, it's a good passage. Or, I mean, some of your friends might text you, like, hey, I'm praying for you. But it's going to be very different when you go off. And so you have to be ready for that. And just be secure in your foundations. And if you don't have your foundations, you need to put your trust in Jesus and really withdraw to holy places and pray in Jesus' name. What? Oh, okay. So, oh, are you coming up here then? Okay, Andrew's gonna come up here. We're gonna do a Q&A. Okay. Y'all can ask questions in the comments too. That'd be nice. Can you share? Okay. Oh, you have to turn it. Mhm. Or we could just turn that anywhere. Here. Just do this.
Hello. You, the vocal, you push the vocal one up on the board. Vocal one, yes. Okay, perfect.
Or do we
All right, yeah, is that, I think they can hear us.
I think we're good.
All right, so I think Alden had a great idea. She wanted to kind of process this out a little bit in a couple questions. And if y'all have some questions, great. But I think just leading off with, for you, Alden, how what does it look like for you to try to be disciplined about going off and spending time with Jesus?
I have someone text me to remind me.
Okay, so a text.
I have a friend, a school friend, and we keep each other we're accountable. We're
Okay.
daily partners.
Okay.
I also have Reese check in on me every now
Okay, great job, Reese.
and then.
All right.
She's watching.
So people check in with you.
Yeah.
I think for some people, they might have a difficult time even thinking about like, what does it look like? Like Jesus sets an example of going away and praying and being with the Father. And for most of us, like praying more than 5 minutes is uncomfortable. So, what's your experience in your prayer life when you do go away and spend time? I guess talk about like the hard parts and the good parts.
I've definitely done a lot of trial and error because it feels really weird when you're sitting by yourself, like your eyes closed and you're just like this the whole time. Because I can't sit like that. I'm too fatigued. But I had to get a notebook. But I just sit and I write. Or that's what works for me. So I write and I do a devotion. I just sit and pray and I write my prayer at the end. And then if you don't want to do that, I saw a really cute idea actually.
Yeah.
it was on
Give us the cuteness idea.
it was on TikTok.
Oh, a TikTok idea. Perfect. See, guys, you can find Jesus anywhere, even
There
TikTok.
There's a pastor on TikTok that likes to talk a lot. He's really cool.
TikTok pastor.
He's really cool. But it was this girl, and she, instead of like doing a devotion every day, sorry, it's so loud.
You have so much good content. People want to hear it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so loud.
It's okay. You want to be loud.
She did a thing where instead of praying, like just writing her own prayer every night, she prayed for a certain person every single day, like a different person, and then she put them all. If she prayed for the same person twice, she would put it together and then send them a letter or something like that. So I thought that was a cute, like it was cute. She made it all cute, but it was a good idea to keep yourself accountable. But if you don't feel comfortable praying, while you're like about yourself the whole time, it was a good idea to just pray someone else and just pray for them too.
Yeah, that's good. So another question would be freshman year, maybe even just early high school. How or what were the things that you were experiencing FOMO the most about at that point in time?
I moved to a new high school, so I didn't know anybody.
Okay, so new high school freshman year.
That's all. I knew like 2 people. I knew Luke and
You know,
Luke. Some girl was in middle school that I don't talk to.
hey Luke and some girl from middle school.
If she's watching this, I'm sorry.
Very, very unlikely.
Probably not. But I made a lot of new friends, and so I wanted to hang out with them a lot. And so I would have my mom drop me off at school at 7:30 in the morning, and I would sit in hallways with them.
Yep.
We spend hallway mornings.
Yep.
And if I wasn't able to go in, I felt like I missed out on a whole thing.
Yes. Because what conversations could they have been having that you missed?
Like sophomore year, we had a waffle iron.
Oh, so
We
you're
made
missing
hallway
time.
waffles.
Wow, hallway waffles, guys.
So if I missed hallway waffles, I felt really bad.
That would be a bummer.
Mhm.
Okay, so you FOMO about waffle time. FOMO about missing conversation, hangout time in the hall. Anything else?
I really hate being left out of like jokes and something.
Jokes, yes. Okay.
That's like a big thing. I hate not knowing what jokes are going on, you know? And I mean, it happens like when you go on a mission trip or something.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I really hate missing out on going on like
Yes.
for the social
I feel
part.
bad for the people that weren't there. That have to hang out with people that were there
Mhm.
making inside jokes.
And then you're like, I don't understand.
Yes,
You don't
absolutely.
understand.
Yeah.
That's the social part of the mission
Yeah.
trip. There's other good parts of the mission trip.
That's true.
So
So, as serious and maybe not serious as some of those are, what do you think the FOMO is that we have for those things, but we don't have it for
I think it's because it's tangible. It's like right there. So
Okay.
like for Jesus, I mean, he's always with you, but sometimes he's not always talking. Like you have to be listening to be talking with Jesus and have a constant communication. And if you're not already sitting and listening, then you're never like he's not gonna talk.
Yeah. So it's hard because there's not a ton that's tangible. What you're saying. Okay. So, do we just give up then?
Don't give up.
Okay. So then, what do we do? Because it is different. It is hard. But maybe talk through some of the things that from freshman year to senior year you feel like in terms of FOMO with the things that Jesus is doing and the time spent with him that you miss out on.
I think the stuff I've missed out on was probably for my own good. Because I'm, going to college, but I've spent some alone time with God, so I'm pretty firm in my foundation, I think. Pretty solid. But, I feel like when you're put out into the unknown, it's really going to, like, rock all you're not going to know anybody. I don't know anybody going to college with me.
Yep.
So,
Going down the bayou.
yeah. So I don't know anybody going into it, which is kind of like high school, but on a bigger scale. But I don't know. It's a constant that you're going to have throughout your life. So that's something you can count on when everything else is not. You can't count on because the things I've spent my time working with Jesus and my priorities and my major priorities and my life goals and stuff are very different from some of the people at my school that I know that aren't followers and believers. So I'm very want them to be followers and believers.
Sure. Yeah, that's good. So one last question. As you go to college next year, I'm going to ask you the same question that you asked the listeners, which is how will your fears influence your priorities?
You turning your question against me. I don't have an answer for that one. I still feel like I'm pretty scared of being, like, not scared, but like I don't like being by myself.
Sure.
I've definitely talked to my mom about this too. She was like, "Oh, you have to."
Hey, Mom.
I don't think she's watching. To be honest.
She is. She's on.
Is she really?
I said, hey, Mom. Say hey to Mom.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Mom. But I feel I've talked to her about it because she was like, "Oh, then you need to be able to be by yourself because if you're not, I don't know what you're gonna do. You're gonna be very sad."
Yeah.
So I've been working on it.
It's a work in progress.
It is. I'm trying.
That's all of us. We're all a work in
by myself,
progress.
but it's hard.
Day by day, sanctification. Fear changes.
But my time alone with Jesus varies from day to day, like what time it is and how long it is. Normally it's probably like a solid 30 minutes. Very late at night. But if I'm really tired, sometimes I just wake up early and do it. But it's not something that I cross off my list. Like I very much enjoy being in the Word because if I'm going to bed, it makes me sleep. It makes me feel good that I was talking to God.
Yeah. Yes. It's good to enjoy time with the Lord. I think that's a positive thing. To open the Bible and enjoy that. That's a good thing. All right. So thank you so much for this and for talking. I hope that it was helpful or that someone feel like it connected to where they're at right now. Maybe it's not for a freshman, maybe it's for another senior, I don't know, or for middle school or whatever that may be. I think we all have this FOMO. We all have this fear of missing out on something. And the truth is, and this is the worst news for all FOMO people, you will always be missing out on something, which is the worst news, right? But the truth is, Jesus is present always. And we don't want to miss out on Jesus because we're fearing missing out on anything else. And I think you did a good job teaching that tonight. So thank you. So before we close, I'm going to have Alden in her best Baton Rouge accent Give us a Go Tigers. Do you know how this works? Okay, so when I think of the Go Tigers in LSU, I think of their head coach, Coach O, and he has this very unique way of saying "Go Tigers."
Yeah.
It's kind of
It's like
raspy.
but Cajun.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
That was pretty good. I can't.
Go Tigers!
The first one was better.
Can you do that?
I can't do it as raspy, but mine was good. Now I feel like
So much pressure right now.
there is. Yours was so good. Go Tigers!
Yeah, not
Go Tigers!
That was good. That was good. You just as you'll
I
go,
can't do
you'll
the
perfect
rasp,
it.
but
Go
I
Tigers!
can do a really bad Southern accent. So
Yeah, you'll hear a lot of that.
I'm going down to Louisiana.
Yeah, a lot of Bayou
I'm
accents.
gonna live in the bayou. Go Tigers!
There you go. That sounds like a good game day right there. All right. Well, thank you so much. We're excited for LSU for you and that you shared this message with us. So thank y'all for tuning in. And we'll be back next Wednesday. And next Wednesday is going to be Mr. Luke Muffley, who will be bringing our message on this series. And excited to hear what Luke has to say for next week. So I hope y'all have a good rest of the week, and we'll see